Hello guys, welcome back. This is Chris, aka Big Will, and here in episode 30 we are wrapping up our first season in the Premier League in style. Newcastle lost their last game against Manchester United, and as such that has meant that we have qualified for the Champions League in our first season. However, there is a little bit of a different target now. We're away against Everton, who are still fighting it out at the bottom of the table at the moment. And then we've got a really tough game against Leeds. So there is an opportunity for us to finish as high as second. And given the way we've been playing this season, I think that, if we made it to second place, it would be absolutely phenomenal, to be honest. But we've reached far beyond our expectations. We've qualified for Europe. Not only that, we've qualified for the biggest European competition there is. So here we go for the game away at Everton. We've got Weaver, Hart, Barry, Smith and Sanya, Toure and Lampard in the midfield with Humphreys, Murphy and Wright Phillips in behind court. We've had a number of injuries unfortunately as the season's gone on, and we have struggled at times, and we've had a couple more injuries just come through. Damien Duff's going to miss the end of the season now. But what a season it's been. Even if we lose these last couple of games, it doesn't really matter. But we do want to maintain our form and see exactly how high we can finish. Obviously, we're relying on Leeds and Liverpool to fail to get any points in their last couple of games. Obviously, we do play Leeds in the last game of the season, so that could be a very important game where the league table is concerned. But all we have to do is focus on winning our own games, and what will be, will be. In terms of the bottom of the Premier League, it is very, very tight down there. The European places are pretty much sorted now. As Hart looks to deliver, it's Danny Murphy now into Yaya Toure, and that is a brilliant strike from Yaya Toure, and Maya makes the save, and Wright Phillips couldn't quite get the rebound, and it's cleared to Mark Smith. And the highlight finishes with that. As I was saying, at the bottom, it is very, very tight. As it stands, Villa will go down today, and Everton will survive today, and then it will be between Coventry, Tottenham, and Watford as to who stays up. Very, very tight down there. In terms of the actual UEFA Cup spots, Blackburn, Arsenal, and Newcastle. Well, I think Newcastle have qualified anyway. It's going to be Blackburn or Arsenal for that last UEFA Cup slot. But Arsenal have already qualified for Europe as they won the Coca-Cola Cup earlier in the season. And there's a chance maybe here. It's Yaya Toure into the penalty area, but he puts it wide. He's not scored at all, I don't think, this season, Yaya Toure, so far. But he has been quite solid for us. I know he had a red card in the last episode, but hopefully, saying that, he has got a yellow card in this game as well. Hopefully his disciplinary issues are behind him. I'm not fussed about finishing second or third. We've qualified for the Champions League. We've done the hard work this season, and it's just going to be a case of wrapping the season up now. We've done so well this campaign, and we're being linked with a lot of big names now that we've qualified for Europe as well. But obviously, with the transfer restrictions that we have on this save, there will be differences in the way things are done. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in terms of the transfer window as we go into season number 5 as a Champions League club. Here's Maya looking to loft it over. It's been a bit of a nothing game so far, right into Richard Dunn, who we are still looking into, of course. Danny Murphy finds it back to Mark Smith. Now Bakary Sagna, back from injury for him. Here's Lampard to Wright Phillips, back to Lampard, has support ahead of him and looks for Cal Court, who couldn't quite get onto it. He's only just come back from injury as well. Humphreys with a delivery, Wright Phillips couldn't quite get onto it, but it has ended up with Bakary Sagna wide right. Plays it inside to Wright Phillips, who's in space, and he played it in. Court wasn't quite alert to it, and Maya with a comfortable claim there. Here's Smith, good header from him. Yaya Toure wins it as well. Now Lampard to Murphy, Sean Wright Phillips plays it forward, and Danny Murphy's in, just wide of the post. Really good effort from him. We are going to take Yaya Toure off. I don't want another suspension for him, and we're going to bring Scott Parker on in central midfield. Cal Court has been poor. He's technically only fit for half the game anyway, so he's done a little bit more than that. We'll bring Bellamy on for him as well, and that will see us out in that position at least. Here's Ian Hart. Plays the free kick long, looking for Humphreys. Hulshoff gets it away to Shaw. Shaw does well, finds Kitson. Now Wayne Rooney. Rooney looking to get past Barry and fails to do so. Now Smith into Sagna. Sean Wright Phillips, Danny Murphy. Into Craig Bellamy now. Has support if he can find it. Craig Bellamy back to Scott Parker again. Ian Hart down this left hand side. Good cross and Bellamy got to it, but he's put it over and it remains 0-0. But another well worked move from the boys. It does look like Everton are going to be staying up as things stand anyway, given other results. Tottenham, of course, could relegate the other couple of teams that are down there if they win their game in hand, whoever that may be against. Um, as such, it's still 0-0. We've got Danny Murphy with a free kick here who strikes it, and Meyer makes a good save to tip it wide of the post. I am hoping we can get a win today, but it's not looking likely. It's like I say, we've worked so hard this season, and I think the players are just hitting that tired spell now toward the end of the campaign. We've not got much to play for apart from position. And right, Phillips with a corner here, in it goes, and Meyer makes a very good claim once again, and it remains 0-0. They look long here, but there's no one up there for Everton, and Ian Hart claims it very easily and plays it back to Nicky Weaver. Back into Gareth Barry now. Gareth Barry out wide to Ian Hart, looks to play it forward if he can, finds Scott Parker. Scott Parker looking forward, finds Humphries. It's cleared away by Hulshoff, and now Wayne Rooney plays it forward to Kitson. Into Draper, now Wayne Rooney, space for Wayne Rooney here, and it's a comfortable save for Nicky Weaver. Nicky Weaver, by the way, if he keeps a clean sheet in this game, he will have beaten the record number of clean sheets in a single season, beating David Seaman's previous record, which is a phenomenal achievement in itself. We're going to bring Andy Johnson on, and we're going to bring Wayne Bridge on as well to see the game out. And who knows? I mean, a clean sheet record in the Premier League is something to be flaunted, and Nicky Weaver's been superb for us, to be honest. I'd never thought he'd get to the point that he has done here. But he's been outstanding for us this season. And here's a chance for Everton. It's Milligan, but it's again well saved by Nicky Weaver at his near post. Well, we've not had a really good performance in this game, and it looks like the season might finish on a bit of a whimper. But we have still got a chance of finishing third if we can beat Leeds, depending on how Leeds do with their game in hand. But Nicky Weaver has once again kept a clean sheet. That is his record to have in the Premier League. He's done really well. It's a 0-0 draw, and that is that for that one. And then we will move on to that Leeds game. Off camera, we did win 3-0 against Nottingham Forest as well. And for the first time, we didn't lose to Manchester United. We managed a 0-0 draw against them as well. So in his last 7 games, well, looking at the Premier League, to be fair, we've only conceded 3 goals in our last 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 games. I mean, that is unbelievable. And he did this last season in the First Division, Nicky Weaver, for the clean sheet record. And he's done it again here in the Premier League. Really good achievement from him. And that draw has meant that Everton have avoided relegation. So we'll move on for that Leeds game and we'll be back to you shortly. Okay guys, here we go for this home game against Leeds. We can't actually catch them now, so we've secured a 4th place finish. However, in terms of, personally, I just think a good result against Leeds would do us nicely. We are going to rotate a little bit. Ben Foster's in goal with Cole, Barry, Jagielka and Sanya at the back. Yaya Toure and Lampard in the central midfield with Bellamy, Humphries and Wright Phillips in behind Kyle Court for this last game of the season, and what a season it's been. If we can get a win against Leeds, it would be great. If not, like I say, it doesn't massively matter. We've already received our budgets for next season as well. We've been given £70 million to spend, and we've also got a reduced wage budget. Now, last season they gave us 1.6 million, I believe, for wage budget. It's been cut down to 1.3 now, so we might have to look at 1 or 2 different situations there, but we'll wait and see what happens. So Newcastle do still have a game in hand, but it doesn't really matter as things stand anyway. They'll be playing that very soon, I'm sure, as Leeds try and push on here. Lampard gets the clearance away into Reimer. Now Besadas into Reimer again, plays it forward to Ivic. Yaya Toure does well to clear. Kyle Court looks to beat Radib and does well, finds Lampard now. Really well won in the air by Kyle Court there. This is Lampard. Inside to Humphries. He does well. He's got Court ahead of him, but Humphries goes alone, and it's a brilliant block by Besadas, and it remains 0-0, but we have a set piece here. Can we attack it here at the near or far post? It's Yaya Toure with the delivery. He goes toward the centre and it's easily away. And Wright Phillips finds Yaya Toure again. Now Gareth Barry. And the highlight just finishes, unfortunately. Um, Nigel Martin looks forward. Ivic just about beats Yaya Toure to it. Basidas and Yaya Toure find it out. Robbie Fowler over the top here for Robbie Keane. The two Robbies combining, and it's a brilliant save by standing goalkeeper Ben Foster. As things stand, Tottenham will survive the drop here with Watford and Coventry going down. Tottenham in a London derby here against West Ham. And Tottenham are winning by a goal to nil at the moment. Coventry currently at 0-0 and Watford are 2-0 down to Newcastle. So Watford are going to go down anyway. Coventry, if they can beat Sheffield Wednesday, they may go ahead of Tottenham. I'm not sure what the goal difference situation is, but it's going to be quite substantial. And Tottenham are 2-0 up now against West Ham. Watford are definitely down there, 3-0 down, and they've had an early red card as well there. West Ham have pulled one back against Tottenham. In our match, it's still 0-0. There's not been many highlights, and it looks like the season is going to finish quite slowly, unfortunately. This is Bakary Sagna looking into the penalty area. It's cleared away by Radib to Moas. Now Radib into Basidas. Looks into Ivic. Now Robbie Fowler. Plays it out wide to Raymer. Raymer charging forward down this right hand side here for Leeds. Still going. Still going. And Yatori forces him back to Radib. We're not putting a lot of pressure on here. Here's Basidas. Bellamy does well to win possession there, though. He has support. Finds Cal Court. He's got support as well. Finds Richie Humphries. He plays it forward again. Bellamy just keeps ahead of Moas. Plays it back to Ashley Cole. Now Yaya Toure. Finds Frank Lampard now. Can he make the turn? Yes, he can. Plays it over the top for Wright Phillips. And it's 1-0. We lead at home here against Leeds. It's Wright Phillips with the goal. There's a hint of offside, though, here. Will the goal stand? I thought it might have been alright, but it's been disallowed. So Wright Phillips was offside. He's really struggled to get goals this season, Wright Phillips, but he has continued to work hard all season. It remains 0-0 with that goal being disallowed. We actually haven't had a shot on target here, which at home is a little bit of a concern. We're going to fire the boys up a bit, try and get them to push forward a little bit more. Tottenham still lead against West Ham. Coventry are still 0-0 away at Sheffield Wednesday. They need a goal, Coventry, in order to attempt to stay in the Premier League. There's a free kick here for Leeds. It's Robbie Fowler who's going to take. It's Robbie Fowler, and it's in. It's a brilliant free kick from Robbie Fowler, and it looks like Leeds are heading for a victory now. John Terry is going to come on for the yellow-carded Gareth Barry. We're going to bring Wayne Bridge on at left back for Ashley Cole. Cal Court's struggling again as well. We're going to bring Andy Johnson on. We're going to bring Antoine Sibierski on for Humphries as well, who's been poor. And I mean, there's not a lot else we can do out wide, unfortunately. And here's Lampard to Wright Phillips. Wright Phillips is brought down here. Free kick's been given. It was a poor challenge from Robbie Keane, but there's no card involved. And it remains 1-0 thanks to that brilliant free kick and a 30th goal of the season for Robbie Fowler. And we're going to demand more here. It's been a poor game from our point of view. I know we've finished the season comfortably in the end, but the fact that we didn't score a goal against Everton near the bottom and we've really struggled today is not good enough. And Coventry still 0-0. They need a goal late on against Sheffield Wednesday in this last 10 minutes. Tottenham are still doing their job. They're winning against West Ham. Sheffield Wednesday are in front against Coventry, and West Ham have equalised as well against Tottenham. Sheffield Wednesday are 2-0 up in theirs now. Nielsen with the delivery for Leeds, and the header is over the bar from Haaland. We've lost 1-0 to Leeds. Again, it was a poor game, really. Last two games of the season, no goals scored, but we didn't need to do anything, like I say. I'm not particularly impressed with the performance, and I've just let the boys know, but the season is over. We've finished in 4th place in the Premier League. I can't fault that at all. We've been absolutely fantastic throughout the season, despite the slow ending to it. But to get 76 points is outstanding. We've got the equivalent of 2 points a game, and considering my aim was 40 points and we've nearly doubled it, that is remarkable. Tottenham saved themselves on the last day. Coventry had a worse goal difference anyway, as did Watford. So Tottenham survived by 1 point over Coventry and Watford, and Aston Villa are down as well. So that is that for our first season in the Premier League. Man United winning the league comfortably by 12 points. They didn't finish unbeaten in the end, though, by the way. Everton beat them by 2 goals to 1, and that, I think, is actually their only defeat of the campaign. So, with that, ladies and gents, we are going to be finishing this season now. We've done really, really well. What we'll do, we'll come back for the start of next season after we've done pre-season, and we'll have a look at what transfers we've done, and then we'll see what happens from there. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this content so far. Onward to next season. Hopefully it will have another really strong campaign, and of course we now have the added challenge of being in our first European competition in this save. Take care, guys. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will signing away.